In a lonely station atop a mountain, a train rumbles its precious cargo to places unknown. Now is your shift. Keep the pace. Uncover a mystery. Fight for your last breath. The air is thin up here. Welcome to Threshold, a story-based psychological horror simulation created by a developer named Julian Eville. In this game, we take up the role of a maintenance worker going up a large mountain. The higher we go, however, the oxygen starts to deplete, making it more and more difficult to breathe. Once we make our way to the station, we meet another worker who goes by the name of Mo. He explains to us that we are set to replace another worker. He says that the air is scarce, and that's why he's speaking through a book. Mo takes us to our operations and tells us that we must control the pace of this train by using a whistle. Doing so, however, decreases the oxygen in our lungs. Therefore, we're given an air canister to replenish our oxygen. Once consumed, consumption of these air canisters heavily damages our oral health. Aside from that, the sole reason we're doing this job is because this train holsters the only way for our country to receive fresh water. After Mo leaves us on our own, we're able to explore our general surroundings. We're greeted with trails made of planks, debris scattered throughout the compound, an observatory that we are unable to access, and there's an eerie ambience built by the non-stop rush of the train. Anyways, we get back to work, completing the task that Mo had set up for us. Whenever we're able to control the train's space, we receive a ticket that can be used to exchange for air canisters. After some time, Mo comes back and we're able to ask him a few questions. But before doing so, he notes that we must clear up the station as the previous worker Ni had done a lot of damage to the post. We point him towards a building adorned with the number 1. Mo states that it's the capital chamber, which is a direct line to the city. He claims that they can answer all our questions, and oddly enough, this building has unlimited oxygen. Why that's the case is never explained by Mo. We point him towards the scattered pieces of debris, and yet again, he makes a note about Ni. Whatever happened to Ni as of right now is a complete mystery, and it's suspicious how Mo leaves us completely in the dark. But we do have to trust him, as he is, after all, our partner in this operation. And so, we continue the rest of our task, keeping the train's pace stable. And to be honest, we're doing quite well. Wait. There is another one. Who wrote this? And why is it being covered up by these boxes? Something is wrong here, yet we're somehow meant to believe that everything is fine. As we blow into our whistle, the train makes a sudden stop. For as long as we've been working here, this train had been moving without rest. This is the first time it stopped. and something is definitely wrong. The door leading to Building 1 has opened. This building gives us an unlimited supply of air. We enter this room that honestly looks like a really bad trip. A voice that we can only assume is a higher up welcomes us to the Capitol Chamber, a place of unlimited fresh air, and if we have any questions, just whistle through the pipe. We are told to get back to work by compensating for the stop by accelerating the train's pace. We make our way to the horn, take an extra deep breath, and blow. The blast sets the train in motion. However, it took a large portion of our oxygen. Luckily, we're able to use the rest of our air canisters to replenish our missing oxygen. We are at this point risking our lives for this operation. However, everything so far has been kept in complete secrecy, like what's inside the train's cargo, what happened to Nee, and why are we unable to enter the observatory? Oh wait, didn't the Capitol Chamber tell us that we can ask any questions? We enter Building 1, and we're presented with a few questions. We ask about Nee, and the Capitol claims that they were our predecessor, and that Nee had died only after a few days of work, which explains the grave in the station. Next, we ask what's in the train. They state that it's waste that is passed to our neighbors, which in turn gives us water. Okay, well, that was vague. As of right now, we're only able to ask 2 questions. So, we get back to work. Once Mo comes back, we're able to ask him about the observatory. He says that it's a place to monitor the train's content, and that clerks were only allowed to go there after a year. He further adds on that Nee had wanted to go there after only a few days, which had led to his death. And if we are to go to the observatory, Mo will report us. He seems to know something we don't, because why would he say it like this? Mo leaves us again, and we're left to maintain the train's pace. However, I have an idea. Using the planks that we have gathered throughout our shift, we're able to create a path to the observatory. Whether we go, however, is completely up to us. Do we disobey Mo's rules? Or do we let our curiosity get the better of us? I think we should go. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Corpses? But the Capitol told us that there's supposed to be waste. Has the Capitol been lying to us this entire time? We need to get out of here. On our way down, Mo breaks our bridge and hurries into Building 1, presumably to snitch on us. Yeah, we're dead. The river that was once water had now turned into blood, and the Capitol is waiting for us. They punish us by taking all of our air canisters, and notes that we have been exposed to the contents of the train way too early. They give us the choice to resign or to explain everything. We choose the truth. They tell us that this is the only way to get water, and that we didn't kill anything. Our hands are clean. Our operations here support the livelihood of hundreds of thousands of families. We're given the option to resign or to stay. At this point, we've already gone so far. So, we might as well stay. The capital states that we are free to get back to work, acting as if nothing had happened. Of course, nothing ever goes as planned. Animal carcasses start falling from beyond the wall. We find an extra heavy whistle from Nee's grave. And while using it, disrupts the train's transport. And so, the speed at which the corpses are being thrown is speeding up. We're able to make an escape to the mountains. As we look back into the sea of corpses, we had inadvertently taken the lives of millions. Threshold isn't inherently a horror game. It's not the typical one you'd see in its genre, but it is scary. Its ambience, its story, and the inevitable ticking time bomb, which is your oxygen, brings a sense of dread that's engulfed me throughout my playthrough. We didn't realize it yet, but the moment we stepped off that elevator, we walked into a world unaware of what kept it alive, and into the heart of its most protected secret. A guilt-ridden fisherman sails into forbidden waters. With every catch, the echoes of his life rise to the surface. Unravel the past, seek redemption's light, or be consumed by the morning tide. A fishing horror game. Welcome to Morning Tide, a psychological horror demo made by a developer who goes by the name of Liquid Squid. We take on the role of a lone fisherman on their journey to the sea. Morning Tide, to its very core, is a fishing game. We're given no context, no dialogue, no objectives. The only thing we're set to do is, well, fish. We begin our journey in complete silence. It's oddly relaxing. The peculiar intimate comfort of the waves splashing the rear of our boat, and in a weird way, it's serene. We cast our line into the water, and almost immediately, we catch a fish. We reel it in and store it. We do the same thing again. We cast our line, catch a fish, and store it. This game honestly feels so relaxing. It feels so distant, yet calming. We catch another fish and... wait. Something is off. It looks as if it has human eyes. No, I must be... Before we even get the chance to think, nooses start to rise from the depths. Mind you, we are given absolutely no context as to what's going on right now. It feels like a fever dream in a fever dream. Anyways, we get back to fishing. And hopefully... no. We catch a stingray with a human face engraved into it. It's groaning like a human, breathing like a human. We store it. And again, we find another one of these stingrays. There's something wrong in these waters, yet we continue to fish. The air is unmistakably heavier now, and the night is slowly starting to sink in. We cast our line into the water, and we catch something. Whatever it is, it's fighting harder. Our fishing rod sways from left to right, and we're unable to control it. Giving it another try, we catch the pattern of the fish, and with enough effort, we're able to pull it up. It's a baby? We catch something that's an amalgamation of an infant and a fish. It cries out, begging to be released. The sky shifts again. The once blue has now turned into a nauseating yellow. As we continue fishing, the darkness starts to consume our boat. We catch another fish, if you can even call it that. It has large teeth and what seems like an arm poking out of its mouth. We keep casting, unable to stop for some reason. And the game takes a shift. It's now pitch black. We can't see anything more than a few feet ahead. But there's a pinkish hue next to our boat. Without asking questions, we cast our rods at whatever's under here. We get something on our line, and it's fighting. It doesn't want to get caught. It tries to shake us off, yet we're able to adapt. Once we reel it in, however, a creature I can only describe as a mermaid jumps out at us. And this is where the game ends. This game gives us no further context to its story, and maybe it's better to keep it that way. Morning Tide follows some of the most disturbing visuals and sound effects I've ever witnessed. A morning fishing trip that slowly unraveled into something much worse, to the point at which we are punished by our own curiosity. Climb a radio tower at the edge of an evacuation zone and fix it to restore the communications for a nearby city. Wow, that's high up. Motivated by being paid triple the usual, we're set to ascend this giant radio tower. We're told to grab our equipment in the shed. As we do, however, we peer over an old poster. The company needs us, it claims. Go beyond the limits of a lifespan. It seems to be advertising something called the Forever Serum. Considering the warning spans a large paragraph, it's safe to assume this medication has some serious side effects. With that, we make our way out of the shed and begin our ascent. The metal ladder shakes as we make our first steps. We come upon the first obstacle. After unscrewing the lid, we're able to move forward. As we glance over our surroundings, it's immediately clear that we are completely alone. Trees go on for miles and miles without any signs of human civilization. We open up the first wiring panel and connect the torn wires. As we approach the second panel, spiders start to emerge from within. Similarly, we're able to connect the missing wires. With this, we're able to catch our breath, repair the panel, and make our way up. The higher we make it, the further we're able to see. With this view, the city is now in sight. This is just a testament to the progress we've made on our way up. As we approach the next safety gate, there's a slight twitch in the tower. Is there something beneath us? A malformed human-like creature begins to pursue us. By taking down the antennas, we're able to slow it down, albeit we're completely unable to stop it from trailing us. And eventually, yeah. Let's try again. This time, we successfully slow down the creature and make a quick escape. What is that thing? It might be related to that forever serum advertised on that poster. Anyways, we continue our way up, repairing all the panels on our path. As we glance over our shoulder, the once still city is now engulfed in flames. What happened while we were gone? What was that creature chasing us? And what exactly is our job here? Before we know it, we reach the highest point available on this tower. Our employer tells us that those creatures we have encountered have completely overtaken the city. We have the option to restore or to disrupt communications. Considering that we're given the option to escape alone, it implies that restoring communications will lead to our death. Ultimately, we choose to live. This gives us an ending that takes place 6 months later. We're told that humanity's last hope has fallen and that vaccine research has been completely halted, advising us to stay close to our loved ones, as humanity has already fallen. However, if we instead chose to restore communications, a plane flies by and drops something into the city. The explosion is immense, and the shockwaves even more so. Our sacrifice helped in the connection between the radio tower and the city, and so the company could act quickly and take care of the issue cleanly. This entire time, we weren't doing an ordinary job. The moment we arrived at the station, we had the choice to save our planet or to save ourselves. Yet, at that moment, we were completely oblivious to this. We were, in reality, set up to sacrifice ourselves on that radio tower. We were practically climbing our life away. It was only at the top did we realize we were completely the one in power. Take on your first shift as a fisherman, maintain the boat, complete tasks, and perhaps uncover the truth about yourself along the way. Yet again, we find ourselves in the ocean. Something about being in a place where you are completely alien to is what makes these games so disturbing. In this game, we take on the role of a fisherman heading into the depths of the ocean for their very first voyage. We immediately find ourselves aboard the ship, and we are completely alone. The only thing to keep us company is a one-way monitor that is used to communicate to a staff member ashore. If we ever needed to, if something goes awry, or if something is aboard with us, it's very clear that we are isolated from the outside world. There is no way to call for help. The only thing we're left to do at this point Our pager rings, and we're able to view the messages of our instructor. They tell us that they were unable to take up the job due to their age, and therefore, us younglings will have to get the job done. He claims that our pager will beep anytime we need to be contacted. He also mentions a storm incoming. And just like that, we are again left to our own devices. We're given the task to explore the ship. As we do, however, lightning strikes our ship, ultimately taking down all the power. Roaming around in complete darkness, we find a room leading to the generator. Flipping the switch, we're able to restore the power in the ship. After doing so, we're finally able to explore our living quarters. We're greeted with the monotonous glow of dimly lit bulbs, an interior that's slowly eroded by rust, and pipes that adorn the entire ship. And so, with nothing else to do, we grab our journal. It informs us to go to sleep. So we do. On day 2, we awaken to the ring of our pager. This time, the instructor tells us that we've arrived at the fishing spot and that our tasks are lined up in our journal. We're told to pull out the fishing net and, while doing so, control the position of the crane. Afterwards, the journal claims that we must sort out the fish. Finally, once all the fish are sorted out, we're told to go to sleep. This time, however, we don't immediately wake up. You shouldn't have to face the consequences of my mistakes. I had everything planned, but then we wake up in another ship that's clearly not ours. And is that our daughter? Wait. Who are those people? Why do we keep having visions of this girl and those men in yellow? You've betrayed us, and now it's time to pay. What is going on here? It was a dream, but nevertheless, there's something about her past that we need to uncover here. Tonight, we're informed that our vessel isn't in the best condition. That's why we're told to clean up all the mess using sponges. With this, we make our way under the deck and pick up our cleaning equipment. We're able to take out the stains in the boat, but we're unable to do anything about its slow deterioration. Throughout this workday and the next, not much of note seems to happen. We're introduced to water test mechanisms, and our instructor mentioned something about people in yellow coats and how they seem to be in some cult. But we glance past it. Overall though, the work here is very mundane. Every morning, our pager rings and our instructor lines up a couple of tasks for us to complete, all the while being reminded that we are completely alone in the vast ocean. By this time, it really makes you wonder why we're doing this job in the first place. It doesn't seem to be very fulfilling, nor do we have a reason to be out here. Things like our past and those people in yellow coats are a complete blur to us. This game is barely giving anything, and we're left to piece everything together ourselves. We do, however, get another dream tonight. They already had you in their grasp. I had to do something, anything, so at the last moment, We seem to be in some sort of party. We pull out a knife from the cake. Once we do, the room goes dark. Blood is smeared on the floor, and the people in yellow coats tower over us. What exactly did we do here? And does this have something to do with our daughter? We're awoken by the ring of our pager. These dreams are the only way for us to have any semblance of context here. It's our 5th day aboard the ship, and the algae is becoming increasingly prevalent. Our instructor claims that there's another ship heading our way, and that we are changing routes. Before we even get the chance to do our task, our ship suffers a collision. What is going on here? Is this real? And what is this ship doing here? It imitates the dream we just had, yet we're led to believe that everything going on here is reality. We enter a room and are greeted with a news report. Within it, we get references to a child's party going awry. 10 people were injured and a few dead. The reason for this tragedy is unknown, and the suspect is unidentified. Officers claim what we saw at the scene is shocking. This is one of the most serious tragedies in recent years, and that anyone who has clues on a suspect must return them to the police. It's clear that we are at fault here. We caused this incident, and the reason for it is still in the air. Why did we kill all these people? Who even are these people we speak of? We find a note stuck to the back of a person. It reads, "We've finally managed to locate him. He will be near with his daughter at a birthday party. We'll present the action plan at the next meeting. Remember, we must get her at all costs." This note details the exact events of our first dream. And now, it's clear that we have a personal vendetta against these people, which our daughter is at the precipice of. We make our way out of this boat. As we do, the generator goes rogue. We make our way there. However, we are no longer alone here. Something is above us. We get the generator going, and wait. What is that? That's not fish. Our pager rings, and as we rush to the operation room, we scrub away messages scrawled in blood. Our instructor tells us that we didn't hit anything, and that we had avoided a collision. This indicates that what we were seeing was not reality, but it seemed so real. Everything that's going on is directly affecting our task and our operations, so this can't be an illusion. We're told to sort out the fish, and yeah, there's no way this is real. We sort out the fish from the mangled up hands. Afterwards, we're told to sleep. Okay. Without questioning anything, we end our shift here. After I left you in good hands, I continued. The engine won't start, leaving us effectively stranded. People are looking for us. Yet, it seems we've slipped past their radar. Just like that, our dream ends and our pager rings away. It's clear that the algae has overtaken our ship, and the dent from yesterday's incident is repaired. Our instructor informs us that a wrecked car was found in the forest near the port, identically describing the scene in our dream. We complete our task for the night, but whilst pulling up the net, that's not the net. A car emerges out of nowhere, and again, we're left questioning whether any of this is real. While sorting out the fish, the generator goes out again. After flipping the switch, oh, not again. We're finally able to fix the electricity to the ship, and on our way to the bedroom, I really don't know what's going on anymore. We wake up and we get back to our task. As suspected, something goes wrong, and the electricity goes out. Switching the generator seems to have no effect. Just like that, the ship is on fire. We rush our way into the operating room using a crowbar. We're able to connect with our instructor, and as it turns out, he was in on it the entire time. Everything that happened on our time at sea, he's been fully aware of. Just before anything happens, We find ourselves out of the ship and in front of a house. My dear daughter, I left the cult the moment I learned you were in danger. You shouldn't have to bear the consequences of my mistakes. I wanted to run away and take you with me somewhere safe. I had everything planned out, but then they appeared. On that dreadful birthday, everything fell apart. I couldn't have known that they would still want to take you. One moment of carelessness was enough, and they already had you in their grasp. I had to do something, anything, so at the last moment, I killed him. After I left you in good hands, I continued running away. I tried to blend in, working as an ordinary fisherman. It looks like I managed to lose them, but I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to stay ahead of them. I'm hoping we'll get to see each other at least one more time. We have so much to make up for. Take care, Dad. As you can see, the world of disturbing indie horror games is incredibly expansive. There are still so many games I can talk about, and this could be a new series on this channel. Tonight, you and I took a trip to some of the most obscure video games I could find. I hope you all had a great time watching. Please all show appreciation to all the developers of the games we played tonight. By the time I post this, Christmas has already passed, so happy late holidays to everyone. I hope you all have enjoyed your stay. I'll see you all next month. Good night.